G'day and welcome to the first Lion Lawn video of 2022. Hope you all had a good Christmas and New Year break. Hope you all stayed safe, kept clear of the COVID, and more importantly, I hope you're keeping on top of your lawns and they're all looking schmick. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the lawn at my place, do a little bit of an update on what's been happening in the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks since I've been away. I've got some new toys that I want to show you, and just generally we'll do a mow and see where it's all at. Like most people on the east coast of Australia, we've been getting hammered this summer with a heap of rainy days, so we've had nothing but 3 or 4 days of constant rain followed by 1 day of scorching heat, which, as you can imagine, has made the grass go absolutely ballistic, and not many people have had much time to actually keep on top of the grass, because in that 1 day of heat the ground's still wet. So that's what's happened here anyway. Underneath the canopy I've got a bit of waterlogging happening where the grass is sort of getting yellow and spongy where it's just been wet for so long. But we're on day 3 or 4 now with no rain and it's starting to dry up, so I don't think there's anything too sinister going on under there. I think it's just simply just too much water. So we'll get down and have a look at that. I'll run the mower over and we'll see what it's looking like. It's not looking too bad. I was a little bit worried about it, but it's not looking too bad. And I've got some new toys that I want to show you guys that I'm going to do some videos of this week and next week. Just some interesting new Ryobi stuff, and yeah, we'll go from there. Yesterday I got out and put down my very first application of PGR. I used Primo Maxx. I mixed some iron in with it and did the front, the back and the side. So I did a little bit of filming there, so I'll roll that footage now and show you how that went. Through the magic of Hollywood, it's now yesterday, and I'm going to spray some Primo Maxx PGR to try and slow down the growth of the lawn. Now it says to do between 20 and 80 mil per 100 square meters on Kikuyu. This is the first time I've done it, so I'm going to go even lower than the lowest suggestion. I'm going to probably do 10 or 12 mil per 100 square meters, and I'm going to add some liquid iron in it as recommended by literally everyone who's ever put this down. So I'll put some of that in and spray it. See how we go. Now off camera, I knocked that over earlier and spilled about 50 mil on a patch right there. We'll see what happens with that over the next couple of weeks. I can't imagine it'll be good. Luckily it was only a little patch and I watered it. We'll see what happens. Unlucky. Interestingly, that has gone super foamy. I'm not sure if it was meant to do that or not. So the iron's definitely never done that before. Yeah, I don't know. You guys tell me, is that normal? I'm not sure. I should probably put some PPE on too. I'll wear some gloves, maybe a mask and that sort of stuff. Probably should have done that before I did this bit. Hopefully I don't turn into a mutant overnight. So as you can see, I used a very low dosage of that for the first time. They always recommend that when you're doing PGR for the first time, you sort of do a half dose of the recommended for your turf type. I did even less than that because just prior to doing the application, I'd finished reading a half a dozen horror stories on lawn fanatics and lawn porn Facebook pages and stuff about blokes who'd overdosed their lawn and killed bits and done this, and it just sort of made me a little bit nervous. So we've just done a really low dosage to see how we go to start with. I've made a note of the date, and I'll just see what happens over the next couple of days and weeks. And then for the second dose, I might up it up a little bit and see whether it's worth keeping on with it, but I've got to do something because it's growing like crazy. So anyway, the reason I did that yesterday and I'm filming again today is they say that with PGR you sort of leave it 6 hours before you mow or 6 hours after you mow, give it time to settle down on the grass and do what it's got to do before you hit it with the mower. And I knew I wanted to mow today, so got that done yesterday, and we'll get the rest done today. So before we go out and mow, I'll show you these new things that I've picked up over the Christmas break. I bought myself a second Ryobi 36 volt power head, and I have on order a power rotary scissors head coming from Old Time Parts. So when that gets here, I'll do a video of converting that whippersnipper into a power head, into a power rotary scissors, and do a demo. I've sort of kept my edges long and shaggy out there in the hope that it would be here this week, but hasn't turned up yet. So as soon as it gets here, I'll make that video. The other one that I got that was new was I replaced my 18 volt blower with the new 36 volt blower vac. Used that a couple of times now, and I've got some thoughts on whether or not that's worth the money, depending on your application. And I've got a video comparison to do with that and the 18 volt one, and also that and another tool that I've got that might be of interest to some people to save their money from buying the vacuum. And the last new toy that I've got is the Ryobi surface scrubber 18 volt jobby. I got that because I want to clean up the timber deck up there. I thought I'd give it a go on that. And also the outside of my colourboard fence is starting to get some mildewy, mouldy stuff creeping up on the outside of it from all this rain, so I thought I'd see how it goes on that. So that's coming up in the next couple of videos. I'll do those 3 videos. But for now, let's go and have a look at the grass and see what's going on there. Righto. So you can see here, some of these patches are, well, the grass itself is looking good, but underneath it, there's some thatchy, yellowy stuff starting to creep through already. Now I ran the scarifying cartridge on the Liberty over this last week and dug a heap out, and there's still a heap in there again, so I might do that again next week, 1 notch lower, just to try and pick some of this stuff up. But I'm pretty sure it's just a case of it just being waterlogged. You know, the soil can only absorb so much water before it just starts sitting there. So the grass itself is looking pretty good. There doesn't appear to be too much in the way of discolouring on the actual leaves or anything like that, so I think we're pretty good there. There's a little bit of liquid iron on the leaves that I can see from yesterday, but other than that it's not too bad. But it has sprouted some seed head this morning, which is ironic considering I put the PGR down yesterday. But we'll run the mower over and see what it looks like when I've done that. Now you may notice that the existing stripes in the lawn behind me are now diagonal instead of up and down. I've tried to change it up a little bit just to keep the lateral growth on the grass going a bit stronger with different direction cutting. But I learnt very quickly that I can't go across the yard with this new Liberty because it digs in and it slips and slides, which is a little bit frustrating, because it would be handy to be able to do up and down, left and right instead of the diagonal all the time. But I'm going to keep having a play with that. I'm sure there must be a solution, and stay tuned and we'll see how we go with that. Clippings are still nice and fluffy and green. Right, let's go and have a look. it's not looking too bad. But there is a problem. The small amount of creeping Oxalis that I had is now a large amount of creeping Oxalis. I'll show you. Now, I'm not sure if you can actually see it, if I can get down close enough, but this whole area here is totally covered in it. So once I've given that PGR and iron a couple of days to sort themselves out, I'm going to hit it with that Casper again. But other than that, I think it's looking pretty good. Starting to burn in some nice stripes, and look, that yellowing, like I said, from the rain and the waterlogging, it's starting to get less and less each day, which is good. Whew, it's warm, it's muggy today, but yeah, it's looking good. I'll go and do the side, I'll do the front. The leaves from that big tree are such a pain in the bum. It's the reason I bought the blower vac, but I'll get to that next week and see whether it was worth the money. I'm not sure it was. Right, that'll probably do for today, I reckon. I was hoping to do a bit more, but we'll just ease back into it, hey? It's Saturday. I think I've got a couple of days off through the week, so I'm going to try and get these comparison videos done next week. So, like I said, there's going to be a comparison of the 36 volt versus the 18 volt Ryobi blower, if you're interested in that. I'm going to do a build and test of the power rotary scissors head from old time parts on the Ryobi 36 volt line trimmer, and I'm going to do a review / comparison of the 36 volt blower vac and another tool that could be just as effective and save you a bit of money. So if you're interested in those videos, check back through the week. I'll try and get those done by next weekend. Don't hold me to that though, because the world is a strange place. But thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time on the Lion Lawn. Cheers.